judge overseeing a legal battle between actress Blake Lively and director Justin Baldoni has threatened to move up their trial date if the war of words they are conducting via the media doesn't stop.
Justin Baldoni is making headlines again, and the rumors surrounding him and Blake Lively are wilder than ever. Some sources online are even suggesting there could be private material or hidden receipts that might shake her. Marriage with Ryan Reynolds. While none of this has been confirmed, the whispers are spreading fast, and fans are desperate to know what's really going on behind the scenes. Speculation points to leaked messages, voice notes, and even on-set footage that supposedly tell a very different story about Blake and Justin's relationship. If true, this could flip the narrative and bring serious questions about her past statements. Others believe it's nothing more than a publicity stunt designed to stir attention before the upcoming trial. What's even crazier is the chatter that Blake may have used her celebrity influence, including her connections with Taylor Swift and Ryan, to pressure studios and executives during negotiations, but instead of boosting her power, insiders claim it may have backfired in the worst way possible. The big question remains, is Justin really holding on to explosive receipts that could blow everything wide open? Or is Hollywood simply spinning another wild rumor mill? Either way, this story has fans comparing it to some of the most shocking celebrity scandals we've ever seen. And the drama is only just getting started.
Will admit and apologize when I fail. I am far from perfect. I am a very flawed man, as my wife will attest. And and I'm up. I'm going to say the wrong thing. I'm going to put my foot in my mouth. I'm going to piss you off, probably, but I will always apologize and find my way back to center.
All right, so here's where the story takes a turn. Back in 2019, Colleen Hoover, the author of It Ends With Us, sold the movie rights to Justin Baldoni. Not only that, she actually suggested that he play Ryle, and for a while they seemed like friends. Colleen was super involved in the script and even helped Justin promote the film. But after all the rumors and allegations came out, things started to feel awkward, to say the least. Now, here's where the drama really kicks in. After Blake Lively filed her lawsuit, Colleen publicly showed her support for Blake on Instagram. But here's the catch. This happened after interviews where she was still supporting the project with Justin. Fans noticed the sudden shift and started asking, what changed? According to speculation, a lot of the tension came when Blake wasn't allowed to edit the movie the way she wanted. Reportedly, she wasn't happy and basically said, if I can't do this my way, I'm not promoting the film. That's when things got messy behind the scenes. And here's the tea. Justin was constantly praising Blake in interviews, talking about her talent and creativity, even standing by her through all the drama. But insiders claim Blake slowly started pushing him out, taking full control of the editing, the marketing, and even flipping Colleen to her side. Through it all, Justin stayed quiet publicly, never firing back. While Blake didn't have many positive words to say about him, but here's where fans are raising eyebrows. Old messages between Blake and Justin allegedly show her thanking him and recognizing his work. At first, she even let him make big creative decisions on the film. So, why the sudden shift? When it came to those controversial intimacy scenes, Blake had more control than people realized. Yet whenever she had the chance to praise Justin's work, she sidestepped it and moved on. To some, it looks like Blake was playing the Hollywood game and playing it very, very well.
Blake really made a scene about Justin being inappropriate during intimacy scenes. But here's the thing, she had a lot of
We are just such similar people already that I actually didn't feel like I had to do that much to tap into those mannerisms.
I'm moving to Capri and Isabella's gonna take over my whole life now because I realize I can just peace and no one will notice.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It'll just be me from
She's
now
inherited
on.
4 children, an amazing husband. It's
So
gonna be great.
Now, in Blake's lawsuit, she claimed that Justin would sometimes improvise during scenes and even kissed her more than she expected. But let's be real, fans point out that there were only 2 actual kissing scenes before production took a pause. Then suddenly, when Blake came back, she reportedly had a whole new list of demands. And here's where it gets interesting. Sources say Blake didn't want to meet with the intimacy coordinator before filming officially kicked off. That decision raised a lot of eyebrows, because usually that's standard in Hollywood. To some, it feels a little, suspicious. Was something really going on? Or was this just part of a bigger power play behind the scenes? This could be part of the reason why some believe Colleen Hoover eventually sided with Blake. Reports suggest she was brought in to help wrap up the film after Blake took more control of the editing process. But here's where it gets tricky. If Colleen truly thought Justin's script was solid, why did Blake keep making changes to it during filming? Something about this whole situation just doesn't add up. Don't trust me, there's more. Many fans online claim Blake and Ryan Reynolds may have been quietly trolling Justin for a while now. Add to that the debate over Blake's lawsuit, where she alleged Justin was improvising too much during their scenes and kissing her more than she expected. But according to people close to the project, there were only 2 kissing scenes before production paused. When filming resumed, that's when Blake reportedly came back with a long list of new demands. Here's the part that raised eyebrows. Blake allegedly refused to meet with the intimacy coordinator before filming, while Justin reportedly did. For many observers, that detail felt like a red flag. Could that have influenced why Colleen shifted her support? Some think Blake might have pulled strings to get Colleen involved in the editing process, effectively sidelining Justin. But that's not the only twist. Colleen had previously praised Justin's script, even calling it one of the best she'd seen. So why was Blake suddenly changing lines on set and steering the project in a completely different direction? Fans are asking if this was about creative control or something deeper. And when it comes to the harassment claims, the story gets even messier. Justin's team has hinted that there's evidence contradicting Blake's version of events, though what that evidence actually is hasn't been made public yet. For now, it's a waiting game.oe. And here's one more surprise. Justin ended up casting Isabella Ferrer as young Lily in the movie. But according to some insiders, that decision wasn't really his. Word is that Taylor Swift herself convinced Blake that Isabella was the perfect choice for the role. And if that's true, it adds yet another celebrity name into this already tangled Hollywood drama.
You were even the intimacy coordinator in some of your scenes, like we saw you.
That shouldn't be happening, by the way. I just want to be clear that you should not be the intimacy coordinator. You should definitely hire intimacy coordinators, which we did have.
Well,
thank goodness.
You were teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you
love
seen
that.
this?
That
I
clip.
actually just saw it too. It was on Instagram yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like, romance is really important. You're supposed to, tell a story well and make people feel, but you're also supposed to do it in a way that, is like safe and respectful for all. So yeah, I guess that's the role of intimacy coordination. But when I think of my involvement in the film, I don't really see that as the thing that I did.
So here's where things take an even wilder turn. Even though Justin was reportedly the one who discovered Isabella Ferrer's talent and pitched her to both Blake and Taylor, his role in the decision seems to have been brushed aside. Text exchanges suggest Justin hyped up Isabella's acting skills behind the scenes, and she even thanked him privately. But when it came to the premiere, crickets. Instead, Isabella appeared to be firmly on Team Blake, even though she never worked directly with her on set. Blake wasted no time bringing Isabella into her inner circle. She styled her, took her to premieres, and even had her hanging out with Ryan Reynolds on the Deadpool and Wolverine sets. Before long, Isabella was ghosting Justin, while Blake and Colleen were running the show. If a sequel happens, Isabella's chances of landing a role look pretty solid, and that's no accident. Blake has always known how to play the Hollywood strategy game. But here's where things get messy. Multiple reports claim Blake and Ryan were heavily involved in shaping the movie, even rewriting lines on the fly, something most actors never get to do. Blake allegedly played the underdog card, telling Justin that other directors had always held back her creativity. Feeling for her, Justin let her rewrite a big rooftop scene. To make the pressure even heavier, Blake pointed out that both Ryan and Taylor Swift loved her changes. From there, she reportedly pushed to rewrite more and more, until eventually, she was questioning almost every scene and decision Justin made. And then came the fat-shaming controversy. According to leaked text messages, the drama started when Justin privately reached out to Blake's trainer, Don Saladino, in February 2023, with chronic back issues and a scene requiring him to lift Blake. Justin allegedly asked about her weight, something he considered basic prep work. The next day, Justin was summoned to Blake and Ryan's penthouse, where Ryan allegedly confronted him in anger, demanding the lift scene be removed. Blake refused to film it, and the conflict escalated from there. But the text suggests another side to the story. They show Justin reassuring Blake about her body, telling her she would look amazing and that production could work around her insecurities. In fact, Blake herself reportedly joked in private about having 20 pounds left after her fourth baby. As for the weight loss specialist's claim, sources say Justin had actually connected her with a gut health expert after she'd been on multiple rounds of antibiotics, not as a dig at her body. Things escalated further when Don Saladino appeared to distance himself from Justin in a recent post, doubling down on his loyalty to Blake for some fans. That was another sign of how much influence she holds in Hollywood circles. And then there's the leaked behind-the-scenes footage. Blake accused Justin of acting inappropriately, even sniffing her and kissing her neck. But according to clips that surfaced, the two were staying in character, joking between takes, and even discussing how to build more chemistry on screen. At one point, it was reportedly Blake herself who suggested they add extra interaction to make the scene feel more romantic. Too many. This situation is starting to look eerily familiar, almost like an Amber Heard Johnny Depp scenario. Blake is being painted as the victim while Justin is framed as the villain. But when you dig into the receipts, the story doesn't seem to line up as neatly as her claims suggest. And with over 160 pages of emails, texts, and WhatsApp messages reportedly tied to Justin's lawsuit, this legal war is far from over. If anything, it's just heating up, and the real truth might be more shocking than anyone expected. In the leaked talking clips, Justin can actually be heard complimenting Blake and Ryan's real-life marriage, calling it cute and even sharing sweet details about his own. So where exactly is the inappropriate behavior? From what's shown, the exchange comes across as professional, even friendly, not at all like the story Blake later described. What we do know is that Blake was deeply involved in every corner of production. She's a marketing mastermind, no question. And somehow she even managed to convince Ryan that Justin was the problem in all of this. But here's the bigger question. Why would Blake, Colleen Hoover, and the rest of the cast turn against the very director who helped make the movie such a massive success? The simplest answer: power plays and sequels. The follow-up to It Ends With Us, called It Starts With Us, is already in development. And while Justin still owns the rights, Blake has reportedly shown serious interest in stepping into the director's chair. Justin himself even hyped her up, calling her a powerhouse. But behind the scenes, it seems like Blake may have her own strategy in motion. She's already got Ryan Reynolds, Taylor Swift, and much of the cast and crew on her side, leaving Justin on the outside. But here's the catch. Unless Justin steps aside willingly, the only other way Blake could take over is if a morality clause in his Sony contract kicks in. If he were to be found guilty of harassment or anything that damages the film's reputation, the rights could shift back to Sony or even Colleen Hoover. That would clear the path for Blake to step in as director, and Colleen would still cash in big on the sequel's success. And the timing gets even more interesting. Reports claim that back in September, before any lawsuits were even filed, Ryan Reynolds actually tried to buy Justin out of the sequel rights. Allegedly, he offered millions, knowing the follow-up would be a guaranteed block, but Justin turned it down. Possibly because of how negotiations with Ryan and Blake had already gone south. So when you put all of this together, some people believe Blake filing this lawsuit could be a calculated move. Maybe even her last shot at pushing Justin out and securing the director's chair for herself. Justin, on the other hand, has said this entire situation is devastating. He remembers Blake comforting him during tough meetings with Sony about wardrobe and casting backlash, even reassuring him by praising his work as both an actor and director. He truly believed they were on the same team. Now, to see her flip sides and come after him like this, it's shocking. Of course, nothing is fully confirmed, and everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But something about this whole saga just doesn't add up. So what do you think? Is this Hollywood politics at its messiest? Or is there more to the story than we're being told? Drop your thoughts in the comments.